What's going on, everybody? American Leeds podcast. My name's Alex Simon, live from my car. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I did a live on Twitter. I think I was Debbie Downer, but that's okay because I'm also just looking at reality here, and I just wanted to bring these three topics up. Hopefully we'll be in and out in 5 minutes. But it's become clear to me that Raz is got to be out. And I don't say I'm going to I don't know. It's not like a campaign or anything, but he's just not going to be the owner of the future that's going to kick the club on at levels that I think the ambition of the fans want to go to. So what do I mean by that? Well, when you have to sell a player in order to get another player in, you don't have the money to play with the big boys. This is not how big teams operate. The fact that you have to sell Dan James or loan out, generate revenue through Dan James to even get a player in the door is kind of pathetic. Brad Razzani's been a great owner. He got us promoted. He got Marcelo Bielsa. He's professionalized the club. He was a great championship owner. We're in the big boy league. We're at the big boy table. This is not how other teams operate. To sell a player or generate money off Dan James to get another player in. He's invested no money this summer. He's sold Raphinha and Calvin Phillips. I mean, imagine if Raphinha didn't come to this club. Not only for his contributions on the field, but the money that he was able to secure us through Barcelona, which hopefully has been cleared. Afternoon, Joe. But I'm just kind of trying to spit reality to the situation. That it's become clear to me that Brad Razzani's not the owner for the future. Great guy, I guess. I laugh because I don't know him. But, got professionalized the club, got Marcelo Bielsa. I mean, clap all day for that. Absolutely. We're at the big boy league. Teams do not operate on this. Well, okay, I've got these players over here, and if they come in, how am I going to be able to afford them? Well, I got to sell this player over here, and you're half pregnant all day on these negotiations. So no wonder they're falling through. You can't close them down because you're back here going, we think we can. The player and the agent's going, nah, no, see you later. They get that sense about them. And my biggest problem with this Dan James loan is it's not like if it was a loan to the Italian league or the French league or another European league, great. You've loaned him to Fulham. Fulham will be a decent club this year. Is it guaranteed Leeds will finish above Fulham? I hope so. I was thinking that was the possibility a couple weeks ago. Now I'm like, I don't know. Let's just go over the bench and just think about attacking talent. But let's go over the bench for Everton. Forshaw, Bamford, Somerville, Clausen, James, Drama, Greenwood, Click. Okay? Now we have 5 substitutes this year. I'm blown away. Bamford obviously is going in for Rodrigo, so he's gone. There's a space open up. You've sold James. So now let's just go over attacking talent that can come on. Forshaw, Somerville, Greenwood, and Click. I'm not saying Dan James is the best player in the world. I'm not saying that to me, he's a player that has bags of potential, never realized it, whether it be him or the club playing him out of position, maybe a mix of both. But he was a professional football player I'm sorry, I missed Joffe. But still, okay, so now you've got Joffe, Somerville, Drama. Summer, just attacking talent off the bench. Forshaw, and we say Forshaw because he plays in the midfield. I know he's a holding player. Forshaw, Somerville, Joffe, Greenwood, and Click. So it just limits our managers, the gaffers' options. And again, the fact that he went to Fulham is the part that just irks me the most about this club. And I'm going to go back on Raphinha. If we didn't get Raphinha, we wouldn't be able to spend this money. And so if I'm another club and I'm looking for a director of scouting or a talent acquisition specialist, I'm looking at Orta. I mean, my God, where would we be without Orta? I mean, like, you can generate this type of talent. You have this eye for talent, and now you're telling me that I don't even need, what if Manchester United had an actual, like, comparable, a competent person in there? Like, that's one of my biggest problems is like, thank God for Orta and thank God for Raphinha, because we'd probably be sunk. And I'm just like and the whole idea of we need somebody to pay for somebody else. It's just not how this is not how big clubs operate. And so I'm welcoming the 49ers. When the takeover does happen, Rad Razzani is eventually going to leave. I'm not going to start a campaign. I'm not going to do any of this stuff. But when he does, it's become apparent to me that he's not the owner of the future. And so when he does sell, I'm going to welcome in whoever it is, most likely the 49ers, because they do have a 44% stake. He's also, the rumors that he's blocking the stadium Rad Razzani's blocking the stadium improvements, because if he welcomes the 49ers to do that, and they're entitled to a bigger stake in the club. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? You're blocking that? It's pathetic. So, I'll tell you a little bit as an American. The 49ers, growing up as a kid, they were an iconic NFL franchise. They had the best player in the 80s and 90s, Joe Montana. I live in upstate New York on the northeast side of the country. My son's pediatrician is a 49ers fan, randomly, because the 49ers are a huge brand. It's kind of like, I don't know, when you travel the country in the UK and somebody's like a Manchester United fan, you're like, dude, we're 5 hours from Manchester. But, so yeah, they're just an iconic American football club. I think they know how to run a franchise. They were just in the Super Bowl, the championship a few years ago. They're always in the postseason. I think they know how to run a club. I think they know how to sign deals. I think that there's money behind them. So when this happens, and I think Raz wants to sell at a peak, I think that's why he's continuing his ownership. He wants to sell when the club has the highest amount of value, which is apparently $300 million. I think that's chump change. I think that's why a lot of American owners want, billionaires and millionaires in America want to own English clubs. A baseball friend. I'm a fan of the Kansas City Royals. Let's see. Here, it's a small baseball club. Here, this club is they're in the cellar. This club is $1 billion club. This is a minor, almost a minor league baseball team. So I think they look at $300 million for Leeds United, a global brand, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, we need some of that. So, look, I lost my paper, but I'm going to turn the page to Jesse Marsh, the players. I'm going to support them. The backroom staff, I think, can hopefully keep people healthy this year. And this is me being super optimistic. The January window does look a little tasty because the World Cup. Now, obviously, I think there was a lot of people saying, well, no, it's right now, this summer window. That's when it's going to be great because people are going to look for playing time, et cetera, and we can recruit. I think there's going to be a lot of players like on an America, like on a USMNT or a Ghana or a kind of like the second, I guess, tier of world football countries that will be looking to go to the Premier League. They're like, oh yeah, we had an incredible World Cup. And so this January transfer window, I'm optimistic. I think it will be active with players pushing for deals because they performed well in the World Cup. And I think there might be some good players that we can get for decent value looking to go to the Premier League. I also think, look, let's not underestimate the fact that Leeds United's games here in America have been promoted to the USA Network. In other words, I can't get them on the app. I have to actually turn on and get in front of a cable box, and they're on the NBC affiliate here, which is a bigger audience. So I think that kind of exposure that Brendan Aronson and Tyler Adams are getting is something that they're going to continue to say. And look, there's a ton of fans here. There's a ton of growing American fans here. And it's really because it's not really because of Marsh. It's because of Aronson and Tyler Adams. And I'll just close on this. So I work in the philanthropic world, and I actually know somebody that is kind of affiliated with the 49ers Foundation, and I see her son all the time on social media. Like, she'll take pictures of him. She took pictures of him when they went to school this fall, and he's wearing like Messi jerseys. He's wearing like Barcelona jerseys, and he became aware of Leeds United not only through the 49ers ownership, because she works kind of indirectly for them and with them, but because of Rafinha. He's like, whoa, Rafinha. And then he understood that the 49ers owns Leeds United. Now he's got a Leeds United jersey. So look, I think it's coming. I think it's growing. I think he's made some good moves, but this kind of stuff, this ticky-tack stuff with selling Dan James to bring a player in, responding to players. I mean, this is the behavior of you don't got it, man. This is not the behavior of a big-time owner of a big-time club. So, I mean, Jair Lynch last night was saying somebody needs to take his phone away. I guess. I mean, you're an adult. You're a 50-year-old, 40, you're a middle-aged man. Take your phone away. I don't know. I'm just very... I don't want to say that he hasn't made some good moves, but to me, when you have to sell a player to get another player or get players in, no. It takes money to win in the Premier League. It's the most expensive league in the world to really operate in. We need some as my well, we need money. And that's it. So it's become clear to me that eventually the ownership does need to change over, and in order to kick on, in order to challenge the top six narrative. That's all I've got for today. Thanks everybody for joining me. I will be doing, obviously, the long-form podcast with hopefully Jaron Michael next week. We'll be doing the Brentford review. I'm going to have the podcast that we had up on Spotify, so please do share that. And other than that, happy Friday. The sun's shining, at least here on the northeast of the United States. It's Friday. I'm going to enjoy this weekend, enjoy this game tomorrow, and wake up tomorrow, throw the kid on, and hopefully we grab 3 points down in West London. Marching on together. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.